Hey guys, Professor Andrew Buckley here at Cavalo Martial Arts. Here with my good friend and teammate from Team Canada last year, Patrick. Patrick teaches at Academix, and yeah, we're lucky enough to have him here, so thank you for coming, Patrick.
Thank you.
So yeah, Patrick is going to show us a few varieties of arm bars that's going to come out over the next few weeks. So if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, all that other media content stuff. So yeah, so let's get into it. So Patrick is going to set up an arm bar. So Patrick, please.
So what we're going to do first, guys, is set up the arm bar from S-mount, and I'm going to show you different attacks from the S-mount, different ways that your opponent might counter. So things and contingencies that you can build to look out for, so that when you do get into this situation and your opponent starts to do the things that you're trained to look for, you can transition very smoothly, making your game very fluid. And here we go. So I'm going to start off with Professor Andrew here. So actually, let's say I'm in side control. It's always good to build good habits. So I'm here in the side control. I'm going to transition into the mount by walking my hips back towards Professor's face, okay, so that he can't push me off, pulling his leg down, and then going into the S mount, pinching my knees, and then moving up to his armpits so that he's unable to move me back down. Once I've established control, I'm going to transition into the S mount by falling towards his hip. Now, I feel that this is very important because if we go into the S mount from here, there's not a lot of space that I've actually taken away here. So Professor Andrew can actually start to bump exactly. However, if I scoop his arm at the elbow here, I'm using this now as a bait, and I'm gonna post my hand by his hip and lean and pinch everything here. I'm pinching here and I'm leaning towards his hip to bait this arm. What I'm looking for is a reaction. So when Professor Andrew tries to bring this elbow down, now I can attack the arm that I really want, pull it up, shin behind the head, and now from here, I don't have to sit down. I can just pinch my knees, extend my hips, and get the tap. One more time. I'm in the side control. Okay, I start to transition to the mount. I move up towards the armpits, control, go into the S mount and lean towards the hip. Okay, so now the pressure's on his hip. I'm controlling the hip and pinching his elbows. I'm looking for the reaction of him taking away this elbow. Now I can attack this arm, shin behind the head, and finish. Now, there are other counters to this. One counter that Professor Andrew can do is, instead of moving his elbow down, he can turn into me. So if I get to the S mount here, once I start to go into the S mount, now he knows that this is going to be in danger. So when he brings this elbow down, this is why the hand on the floor towards his hip is so important, because now he can't shrimp away, and as he tries to shrimp away, I can move my leg over, either go back into the side control. Now if he tries to go for the underhook, I can re-loop for the underhook and spin into another armbar. Okay, so that's definitely something that is very, very, very possible. Now let me show you how to drill this by yourself at home, and then how to use it done.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Guys, so in my solo drills class, okay, one thing that we do a lot of are the S-mount hip switches, okay? So it's very, very simple. All you have to do, you can regress. I will show you 2 regressions. First regression is 2 hands. So you start off in the S-mount, 2 hands. Your knee is going to be centered to your hands. As you push up, you switch. That's a first regression. You can also do one-handed regression. And then eventually, you can do no hands. Once you get comfortable, that motion of getting back into the side control, okay, you can do that for about 60 seconds. And then when you want to get into the side control, you can switch. And you go belly down, push yourself up, switch the S mount. Look at what I'm doing. When I switch the S mount, I'm falling in to the hip, just like I would execute the armbar when I'm mounting an actual opponent. I get back into the S mount, switch again, belly down, push up, step over, and again, fall into the hip, back into the S mount, so on and so forth. You can switch it up. You can make drills out of it. And away we go. So I'm gonna do this one more time with a dummy. So for those of you with dummies at home, okay, it's actually better with a dummy because you can put as much pressure you want on your dummy. He'll never tap, okay? So what you wanna do in your side control is go palm up. I like to say reach for the spine. And when you transition into the mount, pull your dummy's leg, even if it's a dead leg. Pull it, and make sure your butt goes in the air so that your shoulder drives into the face. Pull the leg down, get into the mount, and now, for kids, I love to do 1, 2, 3. I call it surfing for the kids at home because what are we doing when we're surfing? We're keeping our balance on the surfboard, trying not to fall off, and essentially that's what happens when we're mounting someone. The person on the bottom is going crazy. So when you tell the kids to surf, whether in competition or in the club, in your clubs, it's something that's easy for them to understand. So they surf, 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 scoop the arm, fall into the hip, and now I'm into the S mount. Now, obviously the dummy's not gonna move, so you can pull the arm, pull him up, get your shin right behind the head and squeeze as hard as you want. Pinch your knees, which is super important because if you pinch your knees, you don't have to sit down. You can crank it. And if your opponent does get the elbow down, that's when you can sit down and finish the arm bar. Okay? You know, you guys go back there.
Yeah.
One take.
So guys, that's the first part of the armbar. Coach Patrick's is going to show us another 2 variations of that armbar, so stay tuned. Check back in next week and we'll have another armbar. Thanks for checking it out. Please like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, all that other jazz. So yeah, take care guys.